day 304 of the Daily Stoic. Who gets the lion's share? Quote, "Aren't you ashamed to reserve for yourself only the remnants of your life and to dedicate to wisdom only that time can't be directed to business?" Seneca on the Brevity of Life, 3.5b. In one of his letters, Seneca tells a story about Alexander the Great. Apparently, as Alexander was conquering the world, certain countries would offer him pieces of their territory in hopes that he'd leave them alone in exchange. Alexander would tell them, writes Seneca, that he hadn't come all this way to Asia to accept whatever they would give him, but instead they were going to have to accept whatever he chose to leave them. According to Seneca, we should treat philosophy the same way in our lives. Philosophy shouldn't have to accept what time or energy is left over from other occupations, but instead we should graciously make time for those other pursuits only once our study is finished. If real self-improvement is what we're after, why do we leave our reading until those few minutes before we shut off the lights and go to bed? Why do we block off 8 to 10 hours in the middle of the day to be at the office or to go to meetings, but block out no time for thinking about the big questions? The average person somehow managed to squeeze in 28 hours of television per week, but ask them if they had time to study philosophy, and they will probably tell you that they're too busy. I always found what this author, Ryan Holiday, is saying to be quite the funny. And what is quite the funny? Reading self-help books right before you go to bed. Now, some would say that, reading the self-help books right before you go to bed, and your mind, it's the last thing on your mind, and it's going to sit in your brain, and it's going to affect... No, it's not. You should read self-help books first thing in the morning so that you can apply what you actually read, right? This is why I read this book every single day. Now, I do these videos sometimes in chunks because I'm busy and I got to get stuff done, but I have 2 copies of this book. Did you know? I have 1 copy of this book that's at my table that I get to scribble on and write on and mess up, and then I have one that's clean that I can leave up there and read it in the morning. And this one I can take on the road, which is cool. But also my daughter's reading the other one, which is good. But the point is that, yeah, this is maybe an ego moment for me to say that I'm better than you. No, I'm not. I just have made it part of my discipline in the morning to read. These aren't long. Look at this. It's like half a page, guys. But what's good about it is I get to set the day straight. Yeah. Now, what happens when I'm done this 365? Well, I'm either going to go through it again or I'm going to read something else. But for me, I've realized, and you guys run experiments as you may, but I have found that first thing in the morning, don't go to your phone. Don't get immediately sucked into the shite of life, because that first email is always asking you for something. And you just woke up, man. That's not the best way to start life every morning, for sure. For me, man, it's so important to read something positive, to set the tone for the day. Even if it's a hardcore positive, like what the Stoics sometimes give to us. Sometimes they kick us in the groin, right, with their candor and their honesty about reality. But that's how you apply it. You read it first thing in the morning. Have it be that thing that you might just pull from as you go throughout your day. And I'll tell you, not every day do I pull from my Stoic reading in the morning. In most cases, I'd say at least, I'll just be honest, probably at least 4 or 5 days out of 7. I don't really give it much thought. But the 2 days out of the week or 3 days out of the week that I remember in the middle of the day the thing that I had read and it calms me down or it helps me make a better decision or it just resets me for a second, man, guys, those moments have been fruitful. They have been worth the discipline of 2 minutes of reading in the morning. Maybe that's the message for today. Stop starting your day with crap and start your day with something that feeds you. Like the Daily Stoic. Actually, some of you guys, when I've missed a day because I didn't post it, Some of you guys are like, man, where's that Stoic? Good. Shouldn't rely on me. Shouldn't rely on me, guys. See you in Discord, fam.